Hello, Toro fans, and welcome to Tauros All Access. It's the Monday edition, the Monday recap edition presented by the Minot family YMCA. As always, I'm Edward Neiman, joined alongside by Lauren Hill. Lauren, Tauros really play well this weekend, get the weekend sweep on the road against North Iowa.
Yes, they did. They literally won both games, 7-1 first game, 6-5 that second game, but we came out with the sweep.
Yeah, Lauren, you mentioned the scoring, seven goals on the Friday night contest, 6 on a Saturday night, so the offensive explosion. In both games, Tauros, like we said, pick up the wins. They get to the 6-win mark, 6-3 now on the season. Lauren, just kind of recap some of the scoring that we saw, and we've talked about the balanced effort from this Tauros team all year long. They continue to display that this weekend.
We kind of touched on that if you watched our pregame shows this past weekend, of just how we believe this team was going to come to Mason City, Iowa, and just score a whole bunch, and they did exactly that. We had Ian Spencer in the first game, that 7-1 game on Friday, score 2 goals and also had 1 assist. So big game for him. And then we had obviously 7 total, but our big ones were John Small with another goal and 3 assists. O'Haney had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Benacoin had 1 goal, but he scored 2 goals the next night.
Yeah, and it continues to echo that same sentiment, like you mentioned, that we talked about on the pregame show of really both games, that it's really been a balanced effort so far. We look at our season leaders in total points. Jesse Uhala leads the team now with 13 points. Jack O'Hannison with 12. He's tied with John Small with 12 points as well. Ian Spencer, you mentioned, Lauren, he had a good weekend. He has 11 points on the season now. And Billy Batten with 10 of his own. So you have 5 total players with double-digit point totals. And that's one thing that has served this Tauros team really well all year. You talk about the season to in entirety, 59 games. It's a war of attrition, so if you continue to have the balanced scoring and the balanced productivity out of your team, fresh legs come later in the season. That's one thing that I think was a big takeaway for me this weekend. But Lauren, transitioning into our Liberty Tax 3 stars of the week, talk about the balanced effort for the Tauros this weekend. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we have our 3rd star, I mentioned him, but Benacoin. So he totaled 3 goals this past weekend in North Iowa. Again, 1 goal in that first game and 2 in the second. Big major player for us this season, as well as our 2nd star is Jesse Uhala with 2 goals, 2 assists. He, like Edward mentioned, has been our breakout player so far this season, and we hope that he can continue that, especially with that lovely interview we did, and supposedly chocolate is what gets him going for these games. So, and then you want to finish with our final star?
Yeah, and then Ian Spencer, our 1st star of the week, 2 goals and 3 assists, our returner for the Tauros, all over on the ice. The one thing about Ian Spencer, what I can tell you is from early in the season, the one advantage that he had last year and continues to have this year is the speed on the ice that created a goal, especially late in that Saturday night game. He forced the pressure on the far side boards, forced the North Iowa goaltender out of the net, and then led to some offense for the rest of the team. So all around, really good effort. Lauren, Tauros sweep the season series against North Iowa last year. Start out on the road, the longest road trip of the year. We talked about we talked with assistant coach Tyler Ebner about that, how big it was to go on the road and get the first series against North Iowa. Tauros do that and continue to see success against the North Iowa Bulls.
Exactly. I also wanted to mention that our very new player, Aiden Dress, also scored this past weekend. We were able to interview him, and if you were, again, watching our pregame shows, you would have seen that in intermissions. He continued that streak from coming from Amarillo. He had 3 goals there, and he scored this past weekend. And we haven't been able to talk to him yet, but I'm sure we will interview him sometime soon and just keep up with the spark that he's been able to light and keep going with.
So Tauros outshoot North Iowa 44-16 on a Friday night, and also shoot them 34-26. Now you can see behind us, Lauren, we're going into a big week. In-state rival Bismarck Bobcats are back in town.
Yes, they are. We are very excited for this Thursday. If you cannot tell by the lovely wall decor behind us, we are playing the Bismarck Bobcats on Thursday as well as Saturday. But obviously Thursday comes before then, and we are playing at 7:05. We would love to stress that, 7:05 on Thursday, October 24th. Here in Mesa Arena. We will also be playing them again on Saturday. But before that game, we have our lovely Trunk or Treat event, which I've said this multiple times. We want y'all here. We want you in costume at the Mesa Arena parking lot at 5 p.m. on Saturday to get your trunk or treat on. And then after that, come watch the game.
What I can tell you, Lauren, is this building gets a lot tougher to play in if the Tauros get the win on Thursday night. So start the weekend series here Thursday night, 7:05 against the Bismarck Bobcats. Talking about the Bobcats, 11-0 to start the season, 22 points under first-year head coach Garrett Roth, who has championship pedigree. This Bismarck team is really good. But it's coming at perhaps a really good point for the Tauros as well. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, 5 of their last 6 the Tauros have taken. So starting to really ramp up the momentum and potentially setting up for a really good series, as we mentioned, Thursday and Saturday. So with that, like and share the All Access episode. There is perhaps a reward as well if you like and share this. I believe we're doing a signed game use stick to someone who likes and shares this. So make sure to put this all over, whether you're watching on Facebook or even on YouTube. Make sure to like and share. You can also scan that QR code right down there to get our social medias. Follow us if you're not already, as well as our website. We'll be putting out some content this week about this upcoming series against Bismarck. So make sure to do all that stuff. Rewards are waiting potentially for someone who does do that.
For our viewers. So watch, like, subscribe, all the things.
So with that, we appreciate you tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow on Facebook and YouTube Live, 3 p.m. with Tauros All Access. See you then.